I mean, look at that. They look great.
In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what you should be using to clean your power heads and what you shouldn't be using that you probably are. Coming up. What's up, guys? Welcome back to RealReefingTV. I'm Cody Grates, and I'm here to help you save time, money, and frustration in the real reefing hobby, sharing my experiences and knowledge. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Consider subscribing and being a part of the Real Reefing fam. In this video, we're going to talk about what you should use and what you shouldn't use to clean your power heads, and the right ratios and mixes that you can utilize, and some of the safety precautions that go around with them as well. So as we all know, or most of us know, we should clean our power heads to really keep them working at their full capacity. Really keep that water moving through them. I mean, it is amazing to see the difference in actual flow. Most of the times we end up kind of turning it up here, there, we turn it up some more, we turn it up some more, and then we end up cleaning the power head and like, oh, roll it back, Johnny, roll it back. And so we end up actually like having to decrease the flow rate that we're utilizing. So we're using more electricity, we're more wear and tear on the actual pump and the impeller and all that sort of good stuff, because we're letting all this algae and coral line and everything else kind of grow and bind up on the actual power head, right? The impeller and the cage around it, which restricts the water flow. So we know that we need to clean them, right? And we should maybe clean them, you know, maybe every 3 months, 6 months. You see them start to get real clogged up, you know, probably want to go ahead and give them a good cleaning. Now, most of us, and I know myself included, have always just used vinegar, right? I mean, it's cheap. I mean, you know, something like this, it costs you $1, maybe that, and really cheap, really inexpensive, easy to find. You know, on your weekly grocery trip, hey, throw some vinegar on the list, babe. Got it. You know, that sort of thing. Very easy. And what I've come to learn is there's actually an issue with utilizing vinegar. It can actually seep through the plastic and get to the impeller on the other side. Now, there's differences in plastics that are being used and how it can get through them and things like that. And I don't know all the science behind it. I don't want to pretend to. However, there's a great article, I'm going to link it below, that talks about what I'm talking about today. It's not written by me. All the credit goes down to the author on Reef to Reef. So please go check out that link after you watch the video so that you can kind of compare. But basically, I'm going to be spitting it right from that because, man, I mean, this article really opened my eyes. So basically, this guy was using vinegar for years to clean his pumps. He'd throw it in straight vinegar, and overnight, he'd throw it in overnight, and his pumps would come out whistling clean, man, no problem, awesome. Until he just started noticing all of his MP40 wet sides, just the actual magnet disc swelling up and rusting, or his Coralia pumps were doing the same thing, and so he started to kind of say, hey, I mean, maybe this is the actual vinegar. So he did some research himself to find out what's going on. And apparently, without getting too scientific, the vinegar can actually get through the plastic because of some molecular deal, can actually get through the plastic and get into the actual magnets. And as we know, acid is corrosive, and so it makes the metal in the magnets corrode, expand, swell, and that is no good for the, you know, precision tuning and clearances inside of our MP40s, inside of our normal impeller pumps. So then, okay, so I can't use vinegar on anything with metal inside of plastic, right? Or anything with really metal, period. So then what do I use, right? Well, there's two things that you can use, and this is really where you know, I came at this because I was actually looking to do a video for you guys on citric acid versus vinegar, and that's where I stumbled upon this article. from redfish, bluefish, or something like that. It's again, the link's down below. As it turns out, citric acid is a different type of acid than vinegar. Right? It's a chelator. You guys can absolutely correct me in the comments below if you guys are chemistry whizzes. That would be awesome. But basically, it is meant for binding up heavy metals, and also for like they use it for descaling like boilers and all this other sort of stuff. So it's really efficient at removing calcium buildup, i.e. coralline algae. So it can absolutely work. The only problem is with citric acid is it's going to take just as long as vinegar will. About that, you know, you'll want to soak it overnight. There is one other option for you, and it is definitely more volatile and more kind of risky and harmful if not handled properly, and that's muriatic acid. Muriatic acid you can find at Home Depot or pool stores and things like that. This stuff is absolutely nasty. Like, it'll go right through your clothes, it will burn you. It even has labels right here that says it can kill you. So it's very important that you utilize it properly if you are going to utilize this. This stuff can work in a matter of minutes and have your pump looking absolutely clean. So now that I have the MP40 wet sides out of the tank, and I put them in this little Aquaforest salt bucket that I got for free at an aquarium show, they actually fit in here absolutely perfectly. Like, look at that. That's ridiculous. So satisfying. Anyways, now that they're in here, I want to actually show you. I mean, these things really needed to be cleaned. If you see this, I mean, look at that. I don't know if you look at that piece of bubble algae right there. Ridiculous. And there's just algae all around the sides of them and inside and all that sort of good stuff. So they're gonna lay in here really nicely. What we're gonna do with these is we are gonna get them super clean, super fast. No more waiting overnight. Now, this is something that takes a little bit more precaution and a little bit more safe handling, because I would say out of the three methods, either vinegar, citric acid, or muriatic acid, obviously muriatic acid is a much stronger, more potent acid, and so we would definitely want to be careful. That's why, and I'm not even the careful guy. This stuff, this muriatic acid it's ridiculous. I mean, it will definitely burn your clothes. It will burn your nasal passages. It will burn your skin. It will eat you alive, literally, if you're not careful. And so it's just important to take precautions. Of course, by all means, you want to go the citric acid route, do that. But I think we've learned from this video, we're not doing vinegar anymore. So I'm more of the kind of guy that, like, I just want to get it done. I'm going to get the pumps back in the tank. I don't want them to have to, like, sit overnight and then scrub them and, you know, all this other sort of good stuff. So gloves, these things look like a doctor. Bend over. I already got some water in a jar here. I filled up about 5 cups worth. Now what we're gonna want is a 1:10 ratio. So if we had 10 cups, we do 1 cup, right? I have 5 cups of water here, measured out. And we're gonna go ahead and pour that in, and then we're gonna add the acid to that. We are only going to need to do this for like 5 or 6 minutes. It's crazy fast. It works crazy good. So let's do this. I don't know if you guys can see the fumes coming off of this stuff, but boy, you don't want to breathe it. Okay, so we're going to let that sit for just about 5 to 6 minutes or so and let it get to working. I might switch it around just gently every minute or so, just to make sure that it's all getting covered and getting you know, loosened up on there. This should take care of all the coralline, all of the you know, just straight algae that's on it. So what I'm gonna do in order to dispose of this is I'm actually gonna just dilute it. I'm gonna take the garden hose and put the garden hose in there and just let it kind of rinse out to the point where there's really no acid left, and that'll bring its pH up, and therefore it'll be done. So it should come pretty clean, very easy. If it doesn't, then we've failed. And to the citric acid bath we go. Alright, well, sorry my face was so blown out in like the earlier part of this episode. I realized I have my camera on like manual. This is them. Part of, oh, you guys probably want to be able to see. You can already tell it's coming off of my gloves already. So I think this stuff, I think it did the trick. And do I smell the acid on it? Let's see. I do not smell the acid on inside this bucket anymore, so sounds good. Let's get it inside and let's get them cleaned up. Okay, now that we've gotten these bad boys in the acid and that's all done, and we've also gotten them kind of diluted down to where there's basically no acid on these things, it's time to take a look at what we have. So let's do that now. Yeah, so as you guys can tell, this stuff really did the trick. I think maybe a little bit more acid or like just more time, I think would be beneficial. It's not quite just coming off with the finger, right? You kind of put a little bit of pressure on it, but I think it's gonna make it very easy. Throw a brush on these real quick and they're gonna be sparkling. So I'm excited to see what they come out like. Let's do that now. This is that one with the bubble algae, and the bubbles just turn to nothing. So. Oh, this one. Look at that.
Look, guys, this method absolutely works. I would say my first impressions are that, yeah, I think that I could have left it in for a little bit longer, but at the same time, I mean, look at that. They look great, and when you put them back in the tank, they also perform phenomenal. Right now, my sand just gets absolutely pushed around. I've had to turn them down a little bit, which again increases efficiency and everything else. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm out, everybody. I love y'all. Peace.